In this part of the world, whatever isn't understood is considered a myth, or at best, weird. Mental health is less talked about. Ignorance of mental health issues wreck numerous lives and still does till date. Yet, too many in Nigeria, mental health is something they know very little about. In September 2017, Gracehill Behavioral Health Services embarked on a mission to provide comprehensive mental health and emotional wellness solutions in Nigeria.
Dr. Otefe Edebi and Mrs. Chigozirim Otefe Edebi
Founded Gracehill Behavioral Health Services, and so many lives has been transformed mentally for the last 7 years. As the organization marks its 7th anniversary, we will reflect on its journey, achievements, challenges, and future aspirations.
I'm Dr. Tiffy Debbie. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and a psychologist. Here at Gracehill, I am the co-founder, and currently I play the role as the Chief Executive Officer. Gracehill started as an idea, basically seeing a need for private mental health service in Nigeria. When it comes to physical health issues, there are many hospitals that are meeting the needs in terms of physical health, but it is not really so when it comes to private mental health practice. That is how Gracehill started. In 2017 September, my partner, my co-founder and I, who happens to also be my darling wife, started Gracehill in 2017. We started Gracehill within a hospital because that is how we could start up the business. It was started within Oyemsby Hospital, and we are forever grateful to Dr. Oyems for the opportunity he gave us, the belief and the faith he had in us to use his facility, because back then, doing mental health practice, even till now, was not necessarily a popular thing. To have a mental health practice within your facility could be challenging back then, but he gave us that opportunity. And after a year, we were able to move out and set up our own independent, rent our own independent property at Lakeview Estate. Well, when we started out, one of the things we set out majorly to achieve is to provide comprehensive mental health solutions to various cadre of people. So we have positioned ourselves in such a way that we do not only provide solutions or mental health solutions to very high profile people, but even what you may refer to as everyday regular people. So that is one major thing we have tried to position ourselves to offer. And beyond just offering solutions to treatment, one other major thing that Gracehill has done over the years is to provide awareness through various programs. Interesting. Well, there is a saying, or is a verse from the good book, the Bible, that says, start from your Jerusalem and then to the uttermost part of the earth. So Amor basically was where we lived at the time, my wife and I, where we lived at that time. And beyond that, interestingly also, it was an environment that did not have this kind of service. It had many hospitals for physical health issues, but no hospital for mental health service. So we started a specialized service starting from where we were, but with the dream and the hope of taking it to way beyond Amuodofin to Lagos, to different parts of Lagos, to different parts in Nigeria, in Africa, and hopefully the world.
In 2017, WHO released the fact that 40 million Nigerians suffered from one mental illness or the other. In 2019, Al Jazeera mentioned 50 million Nigerians suffered from mental illness. And in September 2022, that figure has risen to 60 million.
My name is Chigozirim Otefe Edebi. Everybody calls me Chigo. And I am the Business Development Director for Gracehill. I am the co-founder of Gracehill. Gracehill was set up to be a place for mentally ill patients to find solution to their situation. They're supposed to come there and get care, professional care, holistic end-to-end professional care, whether it's medical with the psychiatrist or it's therapeutic with the psychologists, under the care of psychiatric nurses. It's a specialist hospital, and we're committed to caring for patients with dignity. We're committed to integrity and giving the best value people can find, whether they are at the higher end of society, rich and wealthy, or they are middle class, or just trying to get by. As far as they can afford the service, then they can get the best care possible with our team of specialists. When we started, there was something we were told. We were told that between Oshodi to Badagry, Lagos, that there was no psychiatric hospital, and we set up in Amuodofin. We started with one bed, one patient, one nurse, as we love to put it, and we were in another hospital. We started inside another hospital, OEMSB hospital, and we have grown today to be a 40-bed facility. And other private hospitals have sprung up, and I would say we have championed, or we have been at the fore of championing the cause of private mental health care in Nigeria. So for us to grow in the short space of from 2017 to where we are now, 2024, and for us to grow for that through that space of time, from one bed to 40 beds, and we have never been closed, we have never been shut, we've never had an empty day. I'm sure we've cared for thousands of people, both through the outpatient, the inpatient, and our substance abuse program. We started with the aim of providing healthcare, mental health care. We started with the aim of, raising awareness that it is possible to get treatment for mental illness, and the person can live a normal life, get a job, go to work, go to school like everyone else, as far as the person got proper treatment from professionals. This was our goal, this was our aim. And we also set out to create jobs for mental health professionals, psychiatrists, psychologists, psychiatric nurses, and of course the entire admin team and operations team. Without them, the hospital cannot function. Only the medical staff, anyone in hospital business or healthcare knows that the true energizer or force, the workforce behind the medical team is the operations and admins team who work tirelessly. So we set out to create jobs, and we have grown our staff strength from just one nurse to having over 40 employees on our payroll. That is 40 full-time employees on our payroll, and we've had contract staff here and there. So we've created jobs, we've provided care for mentally ill patients. We have our substance abuse program, which caters to addicts, drug addicts. It caters to drug addicts, people who are addicted to really chronic, dangerous substances and alcohol. We have that program, which is our unique, um, customized program for Gracehill. Adapted, it was created by our medical director when he was the medical director, Dr. Otefe Edebi, and we've impacted lives. Every day people come through here, for outpatient care, inpatient care, and we're able to give them that care, and that's our joy. We have also partnered with NGOs, international and local NGOs, to provide care for people who have mental illness or challenges. Some of them were flown from outside the country back into the country, and because of the state, they were in when they arrived into the country, they couldn't find their relatives, they couldn't provide information about where their relatives, could be found. And what happened was those organizations brought them to us. We took care of them. We helped them. They got well, and we also helped them find their relatives. So many of them, like that, we have cared for. We have partnered with local organizations, religious organizations, to care for people who couldn't understand where they were. They had challenges with their mental health, and they were able to be rehabilitated and go back to living life as normal. We have championed, or we have co-championed, along with several other wonderful mental health professionals, the path for private mental health care in Nigeria, and we are so fulfilled and proud of our achievements in the last few years, and we're looking forward to so many more years ahead, and even impacting not just in Nigeria but globally.
Gracehill Behavioral Health Services has multi-disciplined specialists in all mental health and emotional wellness issues. Her purpose is to build a globally recognized, accredited, and respected organization that provides comprehensive mental health and wellness solutions to everyone, while providing a platform for all cadres of mental health practitioners to research, develop, practice, and grow the field in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond.
But when it comes to this hospital, this is a private institution, and the challenges are, there are myriads of them when you're talking about basically cost. Cost is one of the main challenges. We can talk about stigma, we can talk about everything, but we all know how things are presently. A lot of people are unable to afford care, even in federal government institutions, and so the main challenge is people, one, being able to afford. But we can talk about that. But a lot of people do not even know that they need care. So that's another thing. A lot of people don't have information about mental health care, a lot of issues about the etiology, that's the causes of mental health. So that's another major challenge. So even when people do come to the hospital, they just want you to calm down their relative, but they don't actually expect you to do so much more than that. Then the issue of stigma, it's also a big problem because people don't want to be identified with mentally ill. Sometimes even staff don't want to be identified with mental. I'm not talking about our staff because we've had training and retraining about that. So those are just maybe a few of the challenges, major challenges that you have to have beyond power supply, beyond logistics, beyond Japa syndrome, which I know is becoming a household language in the country, people living, so you have to do a lot to keep staff happy, to keep them on staff. So it's a lot of, those are just one of the few challenges. Stigma has many layers, and to start to peel them takes a lot of time. But I will keep it short in a way that you have to look at stigma from this point of view. Self-stigma. That's the patient stigmatizing themselves, looking at themselves, because sometimes the illness can make someone have a feeling of worthlessness, a feeling of hopelessness. So you look down on yourself. Then there is the stigma from others. But another part that people don't usually focus on is stigma from staff. I've worked in places, and you have to actually work on that so that when you know that somebody is treating you, you don't want someone who feels that, oh, you are no good, or your case is incurable. So you're looking at stigma. Stigma is a big issue. And that takes, like I said, is one of the things, one of the challenges that keep people from coming to the hospital. So self-stigma, you have to work on it. So every day, I know our staff are on board with helping patients see and realize their potential. Having a mental illness is not the end of their life. And you can do so much with your life, even in spite of the mental illness. And so you help people overcome that level of self-stigma. Then stigma from others, I know a lot is being done. There are a lot of education going on at different levels of prevention. But at the primary level of prevention, you're talking about education and education. You still see people sitting across you, even though they have come for treatment, but in their mind, they believe that there is one witch in the village, or there is one demon somewhere that is actually, I'm not here to argue about what is causing it, but we know that we have interventions that work. If we have malaria, we treat malaria. We don't blame it on the witches because there is a drug that treats malaria. Yes, it used to be a big issue. So the same thing with mental illness. So a lot more needs to be done in terms of education. Then for staff, well, I believe that for staff, our staff, I don't think we have such issue. But if we have anything like that, it's quick to identify. So because the patients, you interact with them, you let them feel that they are customers. So you don't hear me saying patients all the time. You hear me say clients, because clients means that somebody is paying for a service and you have to deliver that service. So sometimes part of the things that I do on my own part to reduce stigma is to refer to my patients actually as clients.
Stigmatization refers to the act of regarding someone or something as worthy of disgrace or of great disapproval. Stigmatization is still a huge problem in Nigeria, despite the high prevalence of mental health challenges in Nigeria. Now, the patients are not only stigmatized, their family members, their friends, their relatives, as well as the mental health practitioners face stigmatization. This often results to patients and their family members preferring to go to centers where religious or traditional practices are done, leading to late presentation to the hospital and thereby affecting the outcome of the mental health condition. Now, this is because these centers appear to be less stigmatizing. Stigmatization also has direct or indirect impact on adherence or sticking to the therapeutic instructions given by the mental health practitioners, and this also affects the outcome of the mental health condition. This is a call on the Nigerian government to implement policies that will reduce stigmatization and for the general public to see these people with mental health challenges as human as every other person and as deserving of accessing mental health care without stigmatization or discrimination.
I'm Mr. Oseyemila Sode by name. I'm the head of operations of this great company.
Okay.
The first one is patient management. Second one is vendor management. And the third one is process optimization. The fourth one is adequate supply chain and a conducive environment for our patients. One of the vision is patients' frequent satisfaction. And the second one is facility maintenance. The third is process and adequate power supply. And the other one is supply chain.
GBHS has created opportunities for mental health practitioners to engage in continuous learning and professional growth, fostering a robust community of experts dedicated to advancing the field. The need for mental health institutions in Lagos alone is alarming.
My name is Adewa Bukola. I'm a clinical psychologist at Gracehill Behavioral Center. As a clinical psychologist, I do individual therapy, which means seeing the client or the patient one-on-one, to be able to develop a treatment plan that best suits the client. Then also group therapy, where I am the team lead, where we bring people of like minds together to discuss, way out of their problem. Then also family therapy. As a clinical psychologist, we work hand in hand with the clients and their family, in order for the family to psychoeducate. We call it psychoeducation, whereby you psychoeducate the parents about the problem of their ward or the person they have brought to this place. So we work hand in hand with them. Then also we do after care program, which means after the individual has left this place, there's still program in place for us to be, to be monitoring the person in order to prevent relapse and to stay sober for a long period of time.
My name is Kazim Olamide Nofisat. I'm the team lead nurse in Ebenezer Ward. Here, as a nurse manager, I coordinate all the activities that happens here. I coordinate the patient's daily activities. I coordinate some staffs. I ensure everything is well tidy and the patient attend their classes and program. I also check patients' vitals and I commence the treatments the doctor prescribed for them.
GBHS, otherwise known as Gracehill Behavioral Health Services, offers a wide range of services, from acute psychiatric care to rehabilitation for substance addiction, setting a standard for holistic mental health treatment in Nigeria. Community outreach and awareness through various programs and initiatives. GBHS has been at the forefront of raising awareness about mental health issues, breaking stigmas, and promoting emotional wellness.
According to the Global Burden of Disease study in 2005, the ratio of psychiatrists to patients was 1 to 100,000. Now that was poor. Even though that was poor, the current situation in Nigeria is even worse. This is because of the huge migration of doctors to other countries of the world, owing to the fact that doctors in Nigeria are hugely underpaid, hospitals are poorly equipped, leading to limited access to and appreciation of certain clinical practices. Now, other socioeconomic factors contributory to this include kidnapping, banditry, insecurity, inflation, worsening the already existing high cost of living and low standard of living. Some of the challenges facing the standard practice of psychiatry in Nigeria include ignorance of mental health issues, poor advocacies of mental health challenges, stigmatization, shortage of mental health practitioners, poverty, illiteracy, poor implementation of Mental Health Act, attribution of mental health challenges to spiritual causes, and the impact of traditional or religious practices in relation to mental health.
Gracehill Behavioral Health services. It truly calls for celebration. From a vision to a mission that has brought rehabilitation to so many people in Lagos and beyond. More effort must be made to do even more. Many see the problems, but only few respond and create solutions. The figures speak of a great need for mental health solutions.
The Young Mental Health Professionals Initiative program is one of the newest initiatives or things out of Gracehill. And the idea behind it is that we have seen a need between the evolving awareness of mental health and mental illness in Nigeria and the provision of care.
Okay, my name is Comfort Daniel. I'm the project lead and creative director of the Gracehill Young Mental Health Professionals Initiative program. Generally, my role entails with overseeing all the process from application process, every project milestone, from application to onboarding to selection to communication with the stakeholders, participants, facilitators, and every necessary administrative duty of the Gracehill Young Mental Health Professionals Initiative.
My name is Mirabel Godwin, and I am a participant and beneficiary of the Gracehill Young Mental Health Participants Initiative. Well, it's been good and very impactful. I can say that formally we got training on how to use certain tools in psychology, like the assessment, ASI assessment tool, like motivational interview, group therapy, facilitation skills, CBT, and many more. And it's just been impactful because it's beyond the normal academic setting, and we sort of get in-depth understanding through practicals, through assignments that we're given, just to help us see how we can apply what we have learned in school. So yes, I can say it has been very impactful.
Heal Behavioral Health Services stands at the beacon of hope and excellence in Nigeria's mental health sector. Its journey over the past 7 years is a powerful narrative of growth, resilience, and dedication to improving lives. As GBHS enters its next chapter, it remains committed to its mission of providing comprehensive mental health care and fostering a supportive environment for both patients and mental health professionals.
My name is Samuel Atilola, the Program Supervisor for Young Mental Health Professionals Initiative. The initiative was conceived in response to a perceived gap in the mental health field. In recent times, we realized that there is an increased awareness when it comes to mental health issues, especially among the young population, online too. The amount of professionals, competent, who are able to respond or engage with this increasing demand for mental health services is not sufficient, to match what is going on. So part of Gracehill's initiative is to come up with a program that would look towards training, developing, and empowering young prospective professionals in the field to be able to respond to these demands for mental health services, especially in the online space. So as the program supervisor, my role entails ensuring that the program is well coordinated and that the running and the planning and the executions of all our goals stay within the objectives that we have, and also to coordinate with all the stakeholders that are partnering with us in achieving our goals. And I also lead the team that is responsible for most of the activities, plannings, and the programs that we run in the initiative. We are trying to, number one, we want to consolidate on some of our achievements, some of the achievements that we've had in this first edition. Some of these achievements include the number of people that actually applied initially. Being the first edition, I mean, we were quite impressed that close to 50 people actually applied for it. So we want to improve on this. We want to improve on the quality of the program. And also there are some aspects of the program that we have identified to be deficient in terms of the standard that we want. So we want to improve on them too. That would include especially the screening process and some details around the delivery of lectures, you know, how we go about it. So we want to improve on that. And also we also want to expand our partnership base, you know, with other stakeholders in the mental health field, you know, because some of the things that this is not just about Gracehill, it's about Nigeria, you know. So while Gracehill might be the organization that is taking the lead, we also know that we can't achieve our ultimate goal without partnering with other mental health stakeholders in the country. So we want to work on that too. And also we want to also find a way to keep track and monitor the progress of those who have passed through this program, because our interaction and relationship with them don't just end at the termination of the program. We also want to keep monitoring them, offering mentorship, guidance, you know, and offering them as an example of what the program has to offer for anyone who is looking to participate in it. And also, we are also hoping that we are going to be able to achieve the level of success that we want, that will begin to attract international recognition and attention, you know, and it will be used as a model for any other field that might want to empower young people in their respective professions.
Okay. Now, I was around when we did our 5th anniversary, and it's amazing to be here at the 7th anniversary. I know what Gracehill was when we were 5, and coming back and seeing what Gracehill is at 7 actually shows what great improvement had happened. And this is to the next year, the next 10 years, the next 15 years, the next 20 years. I know Gracehill is going places, and it's been my honor and privilege to be part of that success story. And this is wishing the whole Gracehill family, including myself, because I still consider myself a part of this family, the best that is yet to come. There are more things to say, and I know that in the coming years, when we talk about mental health in Nigeria, Gracehill will be among the top 3 we'll be talking about. And this is wishing the whole family, Gracehill family, a wonderful anniversary and many more years of achievements to come.
Today we mark our 7 years anniversary, and we thank God for being with us so far. Our target is globally to be taught in Nigeria, #1, and we are looking up to it. Before 2027, I believe Gracehill will be #1 in the entire Nigeria. Thank you.
Happy 7th anniversary, Gracehill, and I'm so privileged to be a part of this wonderful family. I joined Gracehill last year, and the experience has been so fabulous for me. I want to say, Gracehill, I love Gracehill. I love the CEO, I love the BD, and all the management staff. Up Gracehill, happy 7th anniversary.
Happy 7 years anniversary to Gracehill. Actually, this has been a milestone. I know we're not there yet. We're still moving forward. We'll keep going. This is me saying thank God for everything, and we'll get there. Thank you so much.
I want to say a big congratulations to Gracehill Hospital. Like I said before, it's been an amazing journey here at Gracehill. And I pray that in the nearest future, this hospital won't just be recognized as the best mental health care facility here in Nigeria, but globally. Congratulations, Gracehill. Good luck.
I'm happy for Gracehill because it's their 7 years anniversary, and I want to say Gracehill is doing well in the business. Honestly, this is a new world, and I appreciate the fact that they extended their drug ward to this side, and there is a way they transfer patients in here. They have a program they follow before they transfer a patient to Serenity Ward, which is very fine. Few hospitals does that in Lagos. I'm happy for Gracehill, and I wish Gracehill go higher. I wish that Ebenezer Ventures, the whole of Gracehill Venture, and you attract all the blessing you deserve in Jesus' name.
I want to use this moment to express my gratitude to God first, then to our boss in person of Dr. Edefe, our CMD in person of Dr. Ailara, then other staffs and the patients, our partners, because without them, without their immense contribution to this place, it wouldn't have been possible. So I want to say big congratulations to this company as well.
As Gracehill celebrates the 7th anniversary, I wish her a mission or vision, fulfillment and expansion in the mental care field.
Gracehill has been a point where so many people's prayers has been answered about working in a structured mental health facility. In the period of 7 years, I want to thank the founders of Gracehill Behavioral Health for being thoughtful about the nursing department. And I also wish in the years to come, Gracehill goes to places and all the dreams the founders, the partners, or the staff, the managers have concerning Gracehill come to pass.
The future is not only to increase in our capacity, in our delivery, in our home services, because we have a lot of services and very few personnel, really, because of what I've outlined earlier. There is overall worldwide shortage of staff. And so when we're looking at the vision that we have, we want to be able to reach out to a lot of people beyond just coming to the hospital. What about home services? And to make it affordable. Another thing is that we could also expand. I look forward to expanding what we call our virtual interviews, where people can also, beyond going to their homes, they can be over their phones, over their laptops, and be able to communicate with the doctor. We're doing that a lot now, but when we have an enlarged staff and we're able to retain more staff, then we'll be able to offer those services to people who are in need of it.
Wow. So in the next few years, I actually see Gracehill Young Mental Health professional initiatives reaching thousands of individuals, partnering with amazing organizations, and even securing job opportunities, internship opportunities for more future mental health enthusiasts here in Nigeria and reaching every state in Nigeria.
Gracehill is like a baby to me. Gracehill is my third child. I dream of a day when Gracehill would, be able to accommodate more people, far more people. We will have our own property, which will be purpose-built and able to accommodate as many people as possible as we possibly can on that property. We're talking hundreds of beds, as many as possible. I see a future for Gracehill where we care for not only people who are in Nigeria, who live in Nigeria, but people who come from other parts of Africa, for treatment, if it's possible to do so. I've seen it happen, and with other organizations, institutions, healthcare institutions in the physical health space. It can happen as well in the mental health space. My dream for Gracehill is for us to be able to cater, which we're doing now, but I hope and pray we can do that even more, be able to care for people across all strata and cadre of society, from the billionaires if they have the need, to the common man if they have the need. We do not wake up and pray for people to fall sick here at Gracehill. We wake up and pray that people who have the challenges that we can solve, that they find us and they come to us and we help them. Above all, I pray that we will be able to employ and partner with mental health professionals who are from Nigeria, West Africa, and Africa at large, and they'll be content to live and practice here in Nigeria. We'll be able to give them, I pray that Nigeria will be able to give them the social amenities and the comfort that they desire and that they need. And while being a part of that, Gracehill can also give them the employment experience, training experience, professional experience that will give them the fulfillment that they need. I wish Gracehill many hundreds of years that will even outlive myself and our CEO, Dr. and our co-founder, Dr. Otefe Debbie. I pray that Gracehill will outlive us and will still be impacting lives for years to come.
There are three things I would say that we are looking forward to focus on, which is to constantly improve our services. Our theme for our 7th year is diligence in service delivery. So that's one major thing that we want to constantly improve. So we want to improve on our quality improvement processes. That's a major chapter for Gracehill to keep growing in that regard. Number 2 is we also want to pursue research, because we believe that we've been blessed to have opportunity to deal with different challenges, when I say challenge, I'm talking about people with mental health challenges. And we believe that we can also provide some form of contribute to the body of knowledge of mental health in the world at large. So research is something that we also definitely want to do. And then another thing, and the third, not the least, is trainings. We also want to keep getting better in providing trainings. The essence is to build the capacity of people that provide solutions. Well, first things first is, even though it's final words, is to say we are deeply and eternally grateful to God for being our help. And when we say we are co-founders, it's because God is the main founder and we are just the people who had the privilege to be given this dream and this vision to run with and to lead it, but with a wonderful group of people. So we are not just running alone, we are a group of people that are dedicated and committed to making this vision work. And we are grateful to God for giving us this privilege. The truth is that even in times where we were scared, we were not sure, in times of difficulty, God has always been there to help us through every process. He has grown us through these 7 years. He has taken us in these 7 years to heights that even us find amazing to be at. He has indeed been our help so far, which made part of this is why our newest facility that extended us from our previous 28 beds, 30 bed size to 40 beds is called Ebenezer, meaning that God has been our help up until now.
Yeah.
So we are excited for seeing what has been done in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
And we are also looking forward to the years to come.
Yeah.
And looking forward to working with great people here at Gracehill. And I think I also want to say I'm also very grateful to those who may no longer be a part of Gracehill today, that they are not working here at Gracehill at the moment, but they were part of the story so far.
Yeah.
And we're grateful, just thankful and just excited. I don't know if you have anything else.
Well, first of all, thank you, Debbie, for blessing the world with psychiatry, with your own contribution to private mental health care in Nigeria. Thank you for saying yes to psychiatry.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying yes to God and to me to set up a business, to set up an organization being Gracehill, and for all the passion and commitment that you have poured into it, for being a fast learner on how to run the business, and for running with it with so much passion, so much care, so much dedication. God will continue to bless you. Amen. And you will not lose your reward.
Amen.
And to all our staff, friends, partners, corporate clients, HMOs, everyone in the ecosystem trying to provide this private healthcare for mental illness with us, we say thank you so much.
Thank you.
We say more grace to your heel. We say more power to you. Sometimes it looks like a thankless job, but be sure that at the end of the tunnel there is a lot of light. A lot of lives are being changed. I have seen people, I think the first patient that I ever saw that motivated me, that was when Dr. Debbie was still treating patients in our house. I saw this person come in, they brought the person to the house, the person was all over the place, but after being on treatment for a few days, she came by herself to collect her prescription a few days later, and I couldn't recognize her, and she was so composed. I couldn't reconcile the person I saw a few days ago acting out with the person who came to pick up her medication. And that day I just knew that mental illness can be treated, and we need to do everything we can to support people and just shut down the stigma and all the other stories that it cannot be treated, it is an evil spirit, and so on and so forth. So I'm so happy, I'm so grateful, and I feel very fulfilled for the work we have done in the last 7 years, and I look forward to more years to come, starting with the next 7 years, and then the next 7 years, and then the next 7 years, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much.
Grace.
By the grace of God. It's only God who gives grace. Nobody else gives grace. So we say thank you, Lord. Thank you to the people. Thank you to our partners. Thank you, everyone. Happy anniversary, Grace.
Happy anniversary, Grace.
From dawn till dusk, we light the way, guiding those in need every single day. With care and love, we make things right. At Gracehill, we shine so bright. Gracehill, 7 years strong, helping hearts and minds where we all belong. Gracehill, together we stand, bringing hope and healing, igniting the spark. Gracehill, 7 years strong, helping hearts and minds where we all belong. Gracehill, together we stand, bringing hope and healing, igniting the spark. Happy 7th anniversary, Gracehill Hospital! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray!